maximum prison. So I wouldn't say I know. One thing about me, I'm not no fronting nigga. So like it was worse than I expected as far as like the racism and being away from your family. Jail is never a good place, but you can't expect it until you like really go there. So with everything you expect it to be is definitely going to be totally different.
Okay. What do you feel about? I also wanted to ask you about spirituality. Do you believe in religion and spirituality?
I mean, I'm on the fence with that because, like, I believe in like science and I believe in like the universe. I do believe there's a higher power, but I do believe that the higher power is energy. Like, and what I mean by that, I believe like energy could be God, energy could be the devil. It's just all on how you use the energy. Like, I believe a prayer is the same thing as putting something into the universe so it comes back to you. Like, you ever heard that saying?
What saying?
If you put something in the universe, that it'll come back to you.
Of course.
That's a prayer. That's all that is to me. But in just, a different, it's just worded different. But you say a prayer, meditation, prayer, all that's opening up your mind to put something in the universe for you to come back. That's why, like, a lot of people that likes to meditate, they feel like their mind is open and it's free because you're releasing into the universe the things that you want, and then hopefully you want it to come back to you. So it's a prayer to me.
How do you feel about church?
I'm kind of like, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not too impressed with the church.
Like, what do you mean?
I believe like the church is a bunch of hypocrites, and I believe it's a lot of phony people, and I believe they're just taking people's money. So like, I used to go to church. I was raised Muslim. My wife and my daughters go to church, but my thing, I don't go to church anymore because my thing is, I believe that like just say for instance, they want all of the people to give their money up, and they're taking money from poor people but live in big houses, and then when situations happen, the people can't go to the church and get nothing. So I don't believe in that. And then you have these pastors that's faking and phony. I know a lot of pastors that don't practice what they preach.
But so what is your concept of what a pastor should be? Like, what can or can't a pastor do in your mind?
I believe like a pastor. All right. I remember when I told you last week.
Mm-hmm.
I hold a high esteem in regard to Malcolm X. Remember I told you that? That's what a pastor should be. He died broke. He didn't have no clothes. He didn't have no money. He wasn't doing it for that. He spoke up for his people. When somebody went to jail, he went to jail to go get them with an army. Like, that's what a pastor should be. That's for the people, speaking for the people, and he's tried to educate his people. The church, if you believe it or not, they sell us out all the time because, like, just say for instance, in the gentrification in Harlem, the church is the one who sold all the real estate to the Jews. So they take the money and they run, and they leave the community in shambles. That's the church that does that. So at the end of the day, I look at it like, it's a money thing. I've seen pastors that they're in it for the money. Like, look at Mace.
Yeah.
That whole thing, like, that's not cool. And he can't understand why people don't respect this. Like, that's not what it was made for. Like, at the end of the day, like I said, a pastor should be like how Malcolm X was, to me.
But so are you saying that if you have a lot of money as a pastor, that you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing?
No, I'm not saying that. If you make a lot of money being a pastor, you should be distributing a lot of that money too.
Okay.
To whatever cause it is or whatever you're preaching to your church. Why should if you have a church of 1,000 people, why should 1,000 people all give money to one person? And then when is enough money enough? Like when is, you see what I'm saying? Like if you got pastors with private jets and $20 million homes and all that, come on now. What about building schools and building recreation centers and like how we always talk about some type of black economic infrastructure? All the pastors got enough money to do that.
See, and I also think pastors have an unfair...
Hold on. You see how they always try to put things on like the black entertainers? Oh, if all the black entertainers put all their money together, we could do this and we could do that. You hear that theory a lot, right? Mm-hmm. Huh?
Yeah, sure.
So why can't all the black pastors and all the black churches put their money together and create an economic infrastructure? Why does it have to be the entertainers, the ball players, and the people we see on TV? Why the black churches can't do it? They're taking the money from the people. At least Puff and all of them give you a product and then you pay for it back. They're giving the pastors the money just for the word of Jesus. They're reading out of a book. It's not even like their words.
Why I think it's an unfair advantage. I really do. You're right. I think
how is it an unfair advantage? I want to hear this.
I think it's an unfair advantage because people are wide open. They're very vulnerable when you're talking about anything religious or spiritual. So if you're asking for money, like you're asking money for God, like you just said, like Diddy's job is way harder than any other local pastor, right? Diddy has to actually sell a product.
He's a creator. He has to create a product.
Right. He has to create it and he has to give you a product. And that could be challenging for
and hope that a million people buy it.
Exactly. So when I'm saying it's an unfair advantage, it's an unfair advantage to the pastor. Like the pastor.
Exactly. I understand what you're saying now.
Yeah.
And my point is, if y'all taking all this free money,
why
are you not giving it back?
There should never be a broke pastor. Never.
There are some broke pastors.
But there shouldn't be. How do you fail selling God? I don't get that.
Okay, but this is the thing. Like I said.
You may not like my product. You may not like my jacket that I'm trying to sell you, but I'm selling you God. How am I not going to have a lot of money?
Okay, you want me to go a little bit deeper?
Please.
And I'm not, like I said, I believe in a higher power, but I don't believe in a lot of the propaganda that they're spewing, that they spew on us. I'm going to keep it 100 with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
This might be heavily criticized, but I don't care. But, and this is some real stuff. Like, I believe in like, okay, what is it? After death and before Christ, right? Mm-hmm. And now I believe before the Bible was written that we was in the caveman stage or whatever. The point I'm trying to make to you is I believe that the Bible was written to give people hope because I believe that there was a group of people that saw people losing their minds over just everyday living. So they couldn't control people with stress, people with things on their plate, and they didn't know how to handle surviving and living. So I believe the Bible was written just to give people a false sense of hope and keep people at bay.
Keep them sane. Keep
them sane. Yeah. Exactly. Just to keep them sane because people probably was killing each other, going crazy, and couldn't adapt to the world. Because when you sit back and look at it, right, what keeps everybody sane now? Going to church on Sunday and reading the Bible, right?
Yeah.
So imagine the times how it was before that was introduced to humans. Somebody was smart enough to say, we got to get something to get these people minds on track. Because, like I said, to me, God is energy. If you use God's energy to do good, you get good happens to you. If you use the devil's energy to do bad, you're going to get bad things that happen to you. God and the devil is just the energy you choose to put forth in your life.
Yeah, and the devil only appears if you take your 100% of your focus off of what is.
It's what you apply. Like I said, what energy that you're applying. And that's the thing. It's like you got everybody in life, we make choices. We live with the consequences of our choices. If you choose to use the energy of God or good, you're gonna live a good life, or good things gonna come to you. If you choose to use the energy of bad, the devil per se, bad things are gonna be surrounded by you.
So have you ever had an encounter with bad energy or someone with bad energy?
Hell yeah. I used to subscribe to bad energy.
What do you mean? You were doing the
I was doing bad shit, and I was doing the devil's work.
Yeah, but doing bad. So
no, I was applying the energy, my energy, to the bad side of energy.
Okay, so when you're somewhere, whether it be a grocery store, it be at a barber shop, somebody has bad energy. What are some signs that you can pick up on that will say, "Oh, this person has some bad energy"?
The appearance, like if someone is looking like like a troublemaker, they want to start trouble, they look mean, or they want to, they're aggressive and they trying to rob somebody or take something from somebody, or they just don't look safe. And you can tell by people's energy by how they look.
So like, how do you respond to it?
You have to walk away from that.
Okay. I don't think most of us are doing that.
Yes, because it's just like watching Love and Hip Hop or whatever. We're putting our energy into the negative stereotypes of our people.
Yeah.
And we give it power by giving it these ratings.
Mm.
It's like saying, the same way, like I said, if you saw somebody in a grocery store with negative energy and you walk the other way, 9 times out of 10, that energy is not going to come towards you. Now, if you see the negative energy on TV and you turn the other channel and nobody watched it, they got to take that bullshit off TV. You see what I'm saying? We put the energy to it, and it grows power from it.
But do you ignore? Because your metaphor just now, we're talking about TV. It was dope, but I'm interested to know, like, do you feel the same way in person? Like, do you ignore bad energy or do you address it? You being you.
No, it all depends. It all depends. You ignore bad energy when it's not in your circle. But if someone, like, say for instance, if my child had bad energy, I can't ignore it. I have to try to get it out of her. Right? And I try to teach her the ways of good energy.
But what if you're with your crew and your crew is good, y'all got good energy, but somebody brings somebody in that their energy is off?
You got to get them out. That's all.
Do you address it, or do you? So no, you don't ignore it.
Let me explain something to you, right? If you are in a good energy space, that's what you are putting out into the universe, like positive vibe, good energy. And I'm with my crew, right? And we all is having fun and we're having good energy and we're doing the right thing. And a person comes around us with bad energy, we're going to either remove ourselves from him or remove him from us. Mm. That's just how it goes. You don't have to beat the person up or nothing like that. Excuse me, we're not on that type of time. You gotta, excuse us. We not doing that. You gotta go over there, or we're gonna walk away from the situation. That's how you ignore negative and bad energy. You remove yourself from it.
But you do agree that many of us, we acknowledge it and we just accept it for the most part.
Like I said, if you accept it and you subscribe to it, you're giving it power. Mm. You don't have to accept nothing you don't want to.
But what if it's like a parent or whatever.